What was your biggest well now I don't want to do it moment? For my 18th birthday my parents bought me 18 lottery tickets. It's a sort of tradition in our family. Didn't win anything except another 3 tickets. The day after my party, my best friend and I were out shopping and I decided I wanted to exchange them for the other tickets, so we stopped at the nearest gas station. I won $500. As we were leaving I was considering splitting the money with my friend. Until we got in the car and she told me to buy her a new phone. I was silent for a moment out of shock and she added that money is mine too. I drove here. I gave her $10 for gas. We're no longer friends. She told me to buy her a phone. The car, the gas, and the audacity of this lass. While I was at a jeweler's shop buying my ex-girlfriend's engagement ring, she called and was screaming at me for having got the wrong kind of pot roast for a dinner we were hosting. I stood there, listening to her scream and cuss me out, and decided I didn't want to do this for the rest of my life. Happily married now to a woman that is way chill and never screams at me on the phone. I broke up with an ex because she always cussed and called me names every time we had a fight that she started, although I'm sure some were my fault, but said she loved me so much when we weren't fighting. When I broke up with her and mentioned the constant fighting as one of the reasons, she said, but we haven't had any fights in 3 days. About 10 years ago I was asked to visit a client in a country I wasn't too sure about. Not a problem though, I'll just check the security advice first, if that's okay. That advice was when checking into your hotel, ensure you have an inward-facing room to minimize the risk of ricochet. You can find someone else to go see that client, thanks all the same. As a kid, every time you're just about to say thank you and then your mother feels the need to jump in and ask you, what do you say? Nobody wanted to coach Little League when my sons started about 7 years ago or so. So if I wanted them to play, I'd have to coach. I've been doing it every year including All Stars and the program is pretty big now, but I wanted to stop so many times and it all is related to the parents. They are unbelievable. Your kid is not as good as you think they are. I've had to physically stand between a 14-year-old umpire and a parent approaching him screaming, "Are you out of your freaking mind? First off, it was a strike. Your son is out. Second, he's 14 and are you out of your freaking mind?" I'd kick this counts, but I don't want to get in the shower, but once I'm in I don't want to get out. I read a ton of fanfic and I am that type to never forget to leave a kudo and a nice comment for the author thanking for brightening my day for free. Except when I see at the end of the fic a snippy, haughty author's note. How I know you hate to be reminded, but comments cost you nothing, and I can't believe I have to break it to you, but we can't create in vacuum blah blah. I am fine with people genuinely asking for comments, but those who patronizingly demand them make me just click out. Petty, I know. My mother always tells me something obvious whenever I try to do something, then immediately starts bragging to anybody nearby that I would have never figured out how to change that tire, wash those dishes, vacuum that rug if she hadn't told me how to do it. It has become a common thing recently to just drop whatever I'm doing and leave it unfinished until she does it herself. I hate having anyone hover over me just so they can treat me like a brainless moron who only exists at their personal amusement.